We're in a cellar here in Stockholm for the Diablo III launch, and we caught up with Keith here. Well, he's working on the sounds of hell, basically. First of all, could you tell us a little bit about what the process has been like working on the audio for Diablo 3 and at what stage you got involved, sort of trying to do the sound for the game?
Well, the sound department comes into the process fairly late. The game's usually in development by the dev team for a period of time before we get involved. But we've been working on it a long time. The process has been, long and hard, but we're very, very proud of what we've done so far.
I guess the gameplay team also needs sound to sort of get that feedback when they test it. So you need to get involved even at a fairly early stage, though.
Yeah, the cues to the player are very important. There's a lot of priority and thought put into that, definitely.
So how is the process of developing sound for a game like Diablo, where players are going to hear the same sounds over and over again? It's got to be a tough test to sort of make sure that there aren't any sounds there that are going to make the player go, oh, not again.
That's definitely tricky. We don't ever want the players to be in a scenario where they feel annoyed with the sound or they want to turn it off. So it's a multifaceted approach to fixing that. You want to make the sounds that you put in the game great and gratifying, and you want to make them communicate something to the player to sort of enhance the visuals or the user interface, creating variants of things so that you're never really hearing exactly the same thing twice, but it still has the same feel. Using the game tools to randomize things or vary them helps a lot. How the game is mixed is also a big piece of that, so that certain things aren't too loud too often, or sounds aren't stepping over each other, VO being drowned out by music.
Your mother's secrets are here.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it.
Or sound effects, stepping on other things. So the game being mixed properly helps that a lot.
So I mean, people have been playing Diablo 2 ever since it came out, and they're fairly used to those sounds. So how much distance did you want to create from that game and the soundscape of that game with Diablo 3?
That's also an interesting trick. The sound designers on my team, of course, want to stick to the universe and be true to what the fans know and love and have really held in their hearts and minds for 10 plus years. So we don't want to deviate too far from that. But at the same time, we have newer technology, and of course every artist wants to bring something new and fresh. We don't want it to be exactly the same. So there's definitely a happy middle point to reach between what the players know and love and bringing something new to the table that's different and interesting.
This is a question is there any particular favorite sound or effect in the game that you could tell us about and how it came about?
I think the loot sound for the gold is a very interesting one. The sound designers spent a lot of time iterating on that because that tricky spot that I mentioned is really manifests itself in that sound. It's a very specific cue to the player. It needs to be very gratifying. The players want to hear that sound, and you want them to want to hear that sound. And it's also something people remember very, very well. So you want to be very true to everything they want it to be, but you don't want it to be the same thing all over again. And when you create variants of that sound, you want every one of those variants to sound exactly the same way spiritually, but you don't want it to be exactly the same sound effect so that you're not annoying them or it sounds repetitious. So that was definitely tricky and had a lot of love put into it.
So do you bring in testers to test out the sounds or to see how they react to them? Because I get the feeling that if you test a game, if you're a tester, maybe you're not paying that much attention to each individual sound. You're more testing the game systems, maybe the graphics or something like that. Or do you have specific sound testers?
There are specialists in the QA department that focus on sound. Really, everyone at Blizzard is kind of a game tester. There's a lot of culture in everybody playing and everybody providing feedback. So the sound team as a whole plays and gets to give their feedback on the sounds. The QA department, the dev team, almost everybody at the company is allowed that opportunity to see it and give their opinions. So we get a lot of feedback to work from, which is really very nice.
And a lot of strong opinions, I guess.
Oh, definitely.
So this interview would not be complete without getting your feelings about the launch and what it feels like to finally bring this product out to the market.
Oh, it's awesome! Absolutely, I can't wait to see the fan response. I have friends and family that are waiting for this. I can't wait to see their response. It's definitely gratifying to see the work and the time put into this, like, finally come to a place where everybody can see it.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It has begun. Diablo 3.